a brand new day. Stretch out, touch your toes, blink your eyes and blow your nose and say thank you. It's a brand new day.
Hello and welcome to our third summer activity morning. Today we're thinking about the parable of the prodigal son. We're also going to have a craft for you to do, but first here's Andrew with a song for you.
Hello, it's me again, it's Andrew. I've come to sing you another song, and we're going to sing a fun song today. It's called Who's the King of the Jungle? Who's the king of the jungle? Who's the king of the sea? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Who's the king of the universe? Who's the king of me? Jesus is. He's the king of me. He's the king of the universe. The jungle, and the sea. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Who's the king of the jungle? Who's the king of the sea? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Who's the king of the universe? Who's the king of me? Jesus is. He's the king of me. He's the king of the universe. The jungle, and the sea. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Who's the king of the jungle? Who's the king of the sea? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Who's the king of the universe? Who's the king of me? Jesus is. He's the king of me. He's the king of the universe. The jungle, and the sea. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. There. Hope that was good fun.
Thanks Andrew. Now Jonathan is going to tell us a story.
Now I know that for a long time, many of you have not been able to go to school. Perhaps you've not even been able to see your friends at all. But things are getting a little bit easier now. So maybe you are able to see your friends just a little bit every now and again. Now I want to ask you a question. If you could invite loads of people round to your house tomorrow, who would you invite? Who would you invite? Would you invite those boys and girls that people in school don't really like that much? Or would it just be your friends that you would invite round? You know, some people didn't like the people Jesus spent time with, and so they looked down their noses at Jesus because he spent time with those people that they didn't like. See, these people thought they were better than others. And Jesus told some stories. He told 3 stories to these people who thought they were better than others. We heard one of those stories last week. Steph told us about the lost sheep. Well, today I want to tell you about another one of those 3 stories that Jesus told to those people who were looking down their noses at him. And this isn't a story about a lost sheep. This is a story about a lost son. It's a story about 2 brothers. The younger brother was desperate to get away from home. He wanted to live his life his way. So one day he said to his father, he said, "Dad, I can't wait till you die to get my inheritance. Will you give it to me now?" Well, as I'm sure you can imagine, his father was really upset when he heard this. But he did what his son asked. He divided his wealth between his 2 sons. Immediately, the younger son, the one who wanted the money then, well, he went off into a far country and he really lived it up. He went to party after party. He spent all of his money. And very soon, his money ran out. Poor and hungry, he ended up living with pigs. He was so desperate for something to eat, he even tried to eat the food that the pigs ate. Ew. And in that pig pen, though, he realised something. He realised that he had been a real fool. He realised that he had wasted everything he had and that he had treated his father very badly. So, as he realised these things, as he realised that he'd wasted all of that money that his dad had worked so hard to earn, he decided he needed to do something. He needed to go home. He needed to apologise to his dad. And he also decided that he would ask his dad for a job as a servant, because after all, the servants were treated better in his dad's house than he was treated by this man who owned those pigs. So he set off back home. And do you know what happened as he was on his way? Well, whilst he was still a long way off, his father saw him coming home. His father ran out to greet him. When he met him, his father gave him a great big hug and gave him new clothes to wear and a ring to put on his fingers. And he ordered a great party to celebrate. The son, who wanted to go home and apologise to his dad and say sorry for all the bad things he'd done, never actually got a chance to apologise, because his dad was so pleased to see him that he treated him as if he was a prince. Well, everyone was really happy that the son had come home, and everybody was at the party celebrating. Everybody except for one person. Do you remember I said that this father had 2 sons? And it was the younger son who wanted the inheritance. It was the younger son who went away and wasted all the money. The older son, he had stayed at home, and he had continued to work hard on his father's farm. And he couldn't understand why everybody was so pleased to see his brother back. He couldn't understand why, when his younger brother had treated his father so badly, why, when he'd wasted all of that money that his father had worked so hard to earn, why would his father be pleased that that son had returned? He just couldn't understand it. And so he complained to his father. He said, "I have served you for so long. I've always obeyed you, but you never gave me a posh dinner. Here you are, though, throwing the biggest party ever for this son of yours who's wasted all of your money." You know, the father was very gentle in his reply to his older son. He said, "Son, you have always been with me. All that I have is yours. It's right that we welcome back your brother. He was lost, but now he's found." Well, what do you think Jesus might be teaching us in this story? There are 2 lessons, actually, that I want us to think about from this story. The first lesson concerns that younger son. He was very sinful. He did some very bad things. But he realised that he'd done some bad things. And he went home. He returned to his father. And he was determined to apologise for the wrong things that he'd done. He was very sorry. You know, we have to come to God like that younger son did. And we have to come being sorry for our sin, being sorry for the wrong things that we've done. And when we do that, God is like that father. He welcomes us back. He is so happy that we've said sorry to him for the wrong things that we've done, that we've turned away from living that life, that we're told that there is a celebration in heaven. So that's the first lesson. We also need to think about the older son, though. He had worked hard. He had stayed home with his father, but he was cold-hearted and he was cruel. He didn't love his brother. He thought he was better than his brother. Like those people that Jesus was telling this story to, thought they were better than the people that Jesus spent his time with. And that's sinful as well. And that's wrong. You know, none of us are better than other people. We shouldn't look down our noses at anyone, because actually, really, we are all the same. We all have the same needs. We all have the same problems. We all need to trust in Jesus Christ, and we all need to love God, because we are all sinners. We all have the same needs, and we all have the same problems. So, The story of the lost son who was found is a story that shows us that we need to be found by Jesus, that we need to be forgiven for our sin, that we need to be loving and trusting God.
You may know halfway through the song there's a bit that says Jesus' love is so high you can't get over it. Well, I want you to stretch up as high as you possibly can. And then Jesus' love is so low you can't get under it. Well, I want you to reach down right the way down to the ground, right down as far as you can go. And then Jesus' love is so wide you can't get round it. So I want you to reach right out, stretch out as far as you can to both sides. So let's sing it together now, shall we? Let's go. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Oh, wonderful love. So high you can't get over it, so low you can't get under it, so wide you can't get round it. Oh, wonderful love. Let's try that again, shall we? Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Oh, wonderful love. So high you can't get over it, so low you can't get under it, so wide you can't get round it. Oh, wonderful love. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Oh, wonderful love. So high you can't get over it, so low you can't get under it, so wide you can't get round it. Oh, wonderful love. Hope you enjoyed that. Bye for now.
Now, are you ready for your craft? Today we're going to be making masks. In the story, the younger son ends up with a job feeding some animals. Can you remember what those animals were? They were pigs. So our craft today is to make a pig mask, and Nikki is going to tell us how to do that.
We're going to be making a pig mask today. So what we're going to need to make our pig mask is we're going to need a mask. You'll need some glue, a nose, 2 cheeks and some ears. So what we're going to do is going to use your glue to glue the middle, in the middle here, to put your nose on. Then you'll be able to do your cheeks and put your cheeks on like this, and then you'll be able to do your pointy ears. And I'm sure at your house you'll have some really nice colours to colour your pig in, whatever colour you'd like, so that you can have a nice pig like this one, which is all nicely coloured in. Have your ears and your nose and your 2 cheeks, and then you'll be able to put it on.
Well, I hope you enjoy your craft. Please send me pictures of what you made, and we'll see you here next week at the same time.
Get up out of bed, have a yawn and scratch your head and say thank you. It's a brand new day. Stretch out, touch your toes, blink your eyes and blow your nose and say thank you. It's a brand new